So it seems like people are still misunderstanding what it means to have a strong EB1A profile. It is not about presenting a large quantity of evidence, it is about showing high quality evidence. And in this video, we'll be covering one of the most common misconceptions that people have about EB1A profile building and what you need to know about EB1A profile building to avoid this misconception. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason and I work with several top immigration lawyers, which is where my EB1A profile building insights come from. I also run a paid newsletter for $12 per month, through which you can get access to my newsletter resources, which includes a profile building opportunities database that lists over 400 profile building opportunities in many different fields and also categorized by criteria. You will also get access to my private group, where members have been able to find opportunities shared by other members, have been able to find co-authors for papers, and have also been able to find collaborators in general for profile building. If you're interested in these resources, check out the link in the comments. But going back to the video, what is this most common misconception? It's this misconception that meeting more criteria means you have a stronger profile. That's like saying the more evidence you present, the stronger your profile. But that is not necessarily the case, especially if you're presenting more low quality evidence. That is what you're saying if you think meeting more criteria means you have a much stronger profile. Just because, for example, you can show evidence of awards, you can show evidence of media coverage, does not mean you have a stronger profile, especially if those awards are generic, nondescript, and don't really show that you've risen to the top of your field. If you can present more high quality evidence, of course you're going to have a much stronger profile, but most people, at least in industry, can only tend to present high quality evidence for 3 to 5 criteria, max. I've only encountered 1 to 2 people out of hundreds of profile builders who have been able to present evidence for 6 or more criteria. And why does this matter? Because a lot of people start off with profile building with this misconception in mind. They think that they need to have as much evidence as possible, so they spend all this time going for media coverage, going for awards, in addition to authorship, judging, and membership, and they end up with a lot of low quality evidence and also end up in a situation where they have to throw out a lot of what they've actually done because it's just all low quality. Instead, they should have just focused on 3 to 5 criteria at most and focused on high quality activities. Sure, if you focus on high quality activities, they might be harder to target, those opportunities might be harder to get, but at least you're ending up with a few high quality opportunities that actually helps with final merits, that actually helps with the argument that you've risen to the top of your field, and not a laundry list of low quality activities, which does not really help with your EB1A profile. Understanding this can save you months on profile building and can also save you months of doing things that don't actually help with your EB1A profile. So this is the most common misconception I've come across. Understanding how to avoid this misconception can save you months on profile building, and it is definitely something that you should avoid. Avoid just trying to meet as many criteria as possible. That is what you need. It is not about the number of criteria you meet. It is more about whether you presented a compelling argument for how you have risen to the top of your field.